Tokobone Amanizar hero, welcome to Amanizar. Because you are my guests, my people will not harm you unless I say so. Don't give me a reason. Yeah. We will speak to Torundo, my war advisor. And if D representatives of D tribes are here, we will have a council meeting in Dazeri Lodge. Together. We must agree on a way to defeat the Twilight's blade. Explore the village if you want. But keep your weapons where they can be seen. You are here by my invitation, and my word is law. But I can only run so fast if one of my people thinks you looked at them in the wrong way.
Zuljara smiles a tusky grin, as if proud of her people's short fuse. The ancient Amani crypts near the Broken Throne have been overrun. Clear them of interlopers before the dead within can be defiled further.
There is much you do not know about us and Deloa. Deloa have not spoken to us in many years. Not since I was a young child. And they have showed no sign of wanting to help us now. Number it is up to us alone. We must find a way to rally the other tribes and fight the Twilight's blade as one. I will speak to the tribal representatives and help the refugees where I can dot the Y are our priority. Come. You might learn something about Diamani. We Revantusk lost our elders and our village because of De Twilight's blade, including my father and my grandfather. I lead De Revantusk now.
There are few of us left. We Shadowpine wait before we act. We will listen to the flame. If the time comes when we need to fight, we will fight. When Zujara was a child and her grandfather, Zujin, was chieftain, Diloa was still at the heart of Amani culture, as Di had been since Diamani's beginning. All Diamani chieftain had to present themselves to Diloa, but only some were blessed by all and became Hashi. Not just a chief, not just a speaker for Diloa, but a fearsome warrior and a pillar of Di community. This is the journey Zujara must undertake. Loa willing. This is what will save us. And you? Will you help her? Yes. You are not Amani, but you are strong. And I sense Akilzon has blessed you with victory many times before. I can think of no one better to be her Hashur.
The path of Tahashi is long and arduous. full of trials and perils.
Hashi, has Uncle lost his sense? It is a tale for children. Maybe if this were the old days, generations ago, before D-Elves arrived. But if the last chance we got is to try to speak to the Loa, then I will try. Kunduru be my uncle, and I trust him. But this path of D, Hashi, things are not what D were decades ago. The Loa are gone. They not gonna hear us.
Zuljara lets out a low growl, only you and Liadrin hear.
Number we be running out of options. If this is the time for old myths and dreams, so be it. We meet at the foot of the mountains, a Killzone's reach, where the old Hashi shrines be.
My training is almost complete. My commander says I need to prove myself against a strong fighter before she can recommend me for combat. But I've been struggling to find someone willing to spar with me after what happened last time. Anyway, you look like the capable sort. Mind helping me out here, and no going easy on me. Yeah, I can take it.
Dirax's enthusiasm concerned me. At first, two eager fighters are often reckless. They lacked the discipline necessary to be a great warrior, but he surprised me. He was always first to arrive, last to leave. He asked good questions and trained harder than any of my other students. If any of them have earned my respect, it is him. I am still surprised by this myself. You fought well. Your own strength proved Darak can hold his own against far stronger than himself. I never expected him to beat you, but the fact that he still breathes is an impressive enough feat. Tolbani and Janira have been missing for some time. Last I heard, they were scouting Talabasi for supplies. That area is covered in murlocs. Too many of them is dangerous even for an Amani. Find them and make sure they all right. Oh, hi! You are new. I am Annie. This is Jinx. Have you been to the waterfall yet? All the kids dare each other to jump off, but I am too scared. Do you want to see it? Hashura, could I ask for your aid? My mother passed recently, and I am the one responsible for performing her death rituals. It is a lot of work for one person to do. Most would get help from their family, but I don't have any left. Can you help me? We can't keep up with how much these soldiers eat. Lend us just a bit of your time to feed this army. We need boar. Not just a steak or two, we need the entire boar. Nothing goes to waste, yeah?
Us Amani fishers constantly talk to each other about our hauls, and none are more legendary than they river-walking Revantusk and their crabs, but I've heard they've fallen on hard times. First, the Twilight's Blade ransacked their city now. Their cages aren't bringing in enough meat for the refugees. The Revantusk have a new head riverwalker, Kahania, who could use an extra set of hands in taking care of their crab problem. You up to the task, outsider.
So word of our famine has spread.
Kahania grimaces.
There is no denying it. The rumors are true. No matter what I try, the crabs aren't getting caught like they used to. And the ones we do catch taste wrong, even making some of my people sick. I succeeded my mother's position as head river walker after losing her to the Twilight's Blade. Dealing with this famine my new duties and my grief. It is so much for me to bear. This is the area where we first noticed an issue with our crabs. Can you investigate for me while I make more traps?
This bundle of planks and rope appears to be the broken remains of a Revantus crab basket. It is covered in massive claw marks and has been snapped into pieces. Intentionally and violently, shards of a destroyed void artifact are also embedded in the wood, while the pieces appear jumbled from a journey down the river. The water didn't wash away any of its filth. The shards have completely saturated the wood with the void. Crab corpses litter the ground. Some limbs have been torn away, and others have been crushed by something large like a jaw, or maybe a claw. Shards of some void artifact are present within the wounds, with traces of the void pulsing out of the corpses.
Void-tainted bodies and baskets, and some crazed crabs ambushed you. This is getting worse, but the void ties all of our clues together. Let's follow that lead. I have big crab baskets to fill. My mother was one of the most legendary river walkers to ever lead us, and she taught me everything I know about crabbing. We lost her to the Twilight's blade, and I had to take up the position she left behind. If I think about her too much, I'll be too sad and distracted to fix this crisis. Nactech's report about traps being mucked up with the void would explain why we've been catching fewer crabs, and why some of the crabs have been making our people sick. Please clean our traps further up the river so the void stops poisoning our crabs. Maybe it'll reveal the cause of this pollution too. You can find the baskets nestled among these sticks. They provide a natural disguise. Crabs are easily tricked that way. The bases of waterfalls are good spots too. crabs that wash over fall right in. Hopefully journeying up Nalorak's prow will give us more answers. While I continue to scout the area for causes of this famine, please harvest some crab meat for our refugees. Their hunger only gets worse as our investigation goes on. Make sure you are getting healthy meat, though. I am worried about some of those crabs being infected with the void. If our cages can't catch those crabs, you'll have to hunt them yourself.
The void sickens me. It has...
Were you able to clean any of the traps, or find a source of the filth gumming them up? Those shards you found must have been causing the void pollution clogging our traps. I am glad you removed them. The river looks much cleaner, and our trap count is back to normal. For now, may these baskets receive Nalarak's blessing and provide for the Revantusk once more. My people have been through so much. Everyone deserves a warm home to return to, and a hearty meal to restore their strength and spirit. This is more meat than we've seen in a week. My people will be grateful for an actual meal. You have my gratitude. I followed the void pollution trail up the river and caught a glimpse of a beast before it ran off to its cave. An enormous void-addled crab. It was shedding those shards that were polluting the river. As long as this beast lives, it'll keep sabotaging our traps, spreading pollution, and infecting crabs with the void. It must be stopped. I'd stay and fight, but I must warn everyone at the Overlook. Please, hero, slay that crab and remove the source of its corruption before it can hurt more of my people. I don't know if the Twilight's blade created that beast or not, but it needs to go. So the Twilight's blade hasn't just harmed Derivantusk, but our wildlife as well. We must keep an eye on decultists and protect Nalarak's prowl from their pollution. The health of our people and our crabs is my top priority. Seeing my people starve under my watch filled me with rage and guilt, like I was tarnishing my mother's memory as head riverwalker. Your aid has helped me become the leader my river walkers need. Thank you. You are forever welcome with Derivantusk. Izakin left us when I was just coming of age. It has been decades since I've seen him. He sent word he would come and help, but we did not part on good terms. But here he is, after all this time. Izakin is my younger brother. He left us many years ago, preparing maybe tents, but at least we won't have to do it alone. First, we need to collect the spores of the weeping mushrooms. I'll be using them to create incense for the ritual. Be careful, the boars might be unhappy when we take their food. They're called weapon spores, because when they burn, they make your eyes water. The spores give our warriors a good excuse if they are too cowardly to admit their feelings and be higher. I asked for you help without telling you about how my mother treated my brother and me. I don't speak much about my family. I learned not to. I still don't understand why she was the way she was. Maybe something happened to her. Something that had caused all that pain. Maybe pain and chaos were all she knew herself. But in Detribe, she inspired many. At least she can remain a mother to them. Next, we need to collect sinew from giants. The sinew makes sure the bonfire is not gonna fall apart. And the act of risking your life against a powerful foe honors the fallen. I am a tested warrior, so do not worry for me. But please, make sure Izakin does not come to harm from the giants. The art of a Manihuntin is about discipline. You practice until these skills come as naturally as breathing. But right now, discipline means doing what I tell you. You are an impressive hunter, that is for sure. Thank you for helping us out here.
Too many of us are walking this valley. I got no songs today. I seek to create this song of sorrow, not to dwell within sorrow, but to linger here to feel something beyond numbness. Perhaps, though, this is a song of love. When the sorrow is so great, that means the love was even greater.
To prove yourself worthy, retrieve the 4 tokens from each of the great warriors of old at their final resting places in the sacred grounds of their loe.
The sinew of mountain giants is a strong build-in material, but we only use it for this one purpose, because it is dangerous to get, and there are not enough giants. At first, when Izakin left us, I thought Mother didn't care. Even at her deathbed, she never once mentioned him. But she felt guilty when he left. Her tantrums toward me carried a shame I wish she could have admitted it. But I knew that would never happen. Our tribe sees Mother as unstoppable, fearless. But sometimes it is what is inside that's hardest to face. Next, we need to collect the logs for our bonfire. Kansha, the large tree at the end of the valley, was infected with poison from a stray arrow long ago. She is quite tough to survive. She sheds her branches regularly. In a way, Kansha has become a regular part of our rituals. Her strong wood burns warm and hot. Like Amani blood, it is perfect for bonfires. Do not worry for Kansha. She has outlived generations of trolls, and the druids say she'll survive many more. Kansha's been a long-time friend, and I spend many of my nights resting here under her pines. When I can't go home, our tribe warns folks to be watching for her falling branches, but they never hit me. Not one scar or bruise came from her. Ahead is an old shrine. Nobody knows anymore what we worship there, or why. But it was a place my mother loved. It would honor her if we put a stone from it on the pyre with her. We both know that the shrine is a place that pleased our mother. I can't say she knew that much about us. The others in dead tribes still revere Mother and mourn her death. But since she died, I've mostly just been missing Iskin. She drove my brother away, but her death has brought him back, at least for this ritual. Now we set up the bonfire to burn the body. Destroying the body means it cannot be used by the Villabranch for evil, and make sure the spirit finds rest. It still chills me how quiet she is now. The tribe should be gathering down at the funerary coast. Thank you for helping us on this journey. I didn't think Isaacin would come, and he didn't think he'd be welcome. I think Isaacin and I realize now. The worst trick our mother pulled was pitting us against each other. See, it is a long way down. Yeah, it is pretty far down. But if I don't jump, they'll make fun of me. Maybe if you cheer me on, I can do it.
Ani's bag of treasured trinkets sits empty on the marsh bank, already sinking into the soft mud. Annie's trinket bag sits in the soft mud of the riverbank, but her trinkets are nowhere to be found. If you are lucky, you may be able to follow her trail. This lizard's skull is caved in by a well-placed rock.
I wasn't sure how much longer I'd last out here. I was running out of rocks. Those lizards were waiting at the bottom and dragged me off. Did you find my toys and stuff? I tried dropping Dan, so someone could find me. I can't believe Dad worked. I think you scared them off. It should be safe enough for Jinx to help me out of here. Hey, hero. I jumped off the waterfall, and I killed a big lizard. I know you helped. Jinx helped too. Thanks.